When people say that a bad movie isn't funny bad, but just bad bad, the Clown Chainsaw Massacre is the kind of thing that they're talking about. I have never watched a movie so pointless in my entire life. The experience left me feeling like I'd been robbed, and I didn't even pay to watch this since it was free on Amazon Prime. Also, I feel like Prime need to just sponsor me at this point because I'm promoting the fuck out of their movies recently. Honestly, I feel hesitant to even call this thing a movie because not only is it so incredibly incompetent, but it's only 45 minutes long! I mean, I know that generally any piece of media longer than 40 minutes is considered a motion picture, but honestly, I don't think it should be. I mean, episodes of Lucifer are longer than that, for fuck's sake. Plus, somehow, despite this movie's short-ass length, it manages to drag! How is that even possible? But, I'm getting myself worked up. Before I go too deep into the review, let me get introductions out of the way. Hi there, I'm Misa, and I love bad movies. And not only do I love watching bad movies, but I love talking about them and getting other people to watch them because I enjoy making people watch the stupid shit that I like. Hence, why I'm making this video. Although today, I don't know if I can really say that, because this time I am talking about the Clown Chainsaw Massacre. A movie that not only seems to be attempting to rip off the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which if you've been following me for a while, you know is something that I am personally insulted by, but it also manages to rip off Nightmare on Elm Street, Terrifier 2, kinda, and it also makes reference to real-life serial killer John Wayne Gacy. Yeah. Seriously, this 45-minute atrocity is a mishmash of various things that horror fans would just know and go, huh. I honestly don't even know where to start with this thing because it's just so unbelievably bad and there's so much to say about it. But so little actually happens in terms of the story. So, I'm going to take a deep-ass breath and go through what this movie tries to pass as a narrative. And if you notice me not explaining what's happening in the story, and just making fun of the movie as a whole, just know that whatever's happening in the scene is not important. It's the only way that I won't have a mental breakdown while I script this video. As always, spoiler warning for the movie, but let's be honest, from the clips I've had in the background, none of you would seriously consider going and watching this piece of shit, right? Right. Okay, cool. So, let's get into the Clown Chainsaw Massacre.
The film which you are about to see is an account of the killing spree that tore apart a small Midwestern town on Halloween.
As you can see, the parody is very evident. But this is also when the parody ends. Also, I want to quickly put an emphasis on the fact that the narrator brings up the fact that most of the victims in this movie are minors.
It is all the more tragic that many of the victims were minors.
Because trust me, them pointing this out actually makes the decisions made in this movie very, very sus. Also, this film taught me a new word. I legit didn't know what annals meant.
In the annals of American history.
So, I can thank the movie for one thing. Kind of embarrassing considering I've got an English Lit degree. So, the movie is trying to make it clear that they're basing the events in the story on the clown sightings from 2016, if any of you guys remember that. But this is never really brought up, and there is absolutely no allusion to the sightings in this movie, so this segment being included was 100% pointless filler trying to pass the story off as being interesting because it's bringing up real-life events. Legit, the only thing that connects this movie to the 2016 clown sightings phenomenon is the fact that the main slasher is a fucking clown. This is a cheap trick movie, and you can't fool me. I'm onto you. So, the first scene of the movie really sets the tone. You don't have a stab wound, girl. There's blood on your clothes, but I ain't seeing no wound.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, lady, you're hurt.
When will these movies learn about audio mixing? Fuck me, just download Audacity, Jesus! The clown dude chases this girl around the woods for a bit. Girl, fucking run! What are you doing? He's moving at a conveniently slow pace. Leg it! But whatever, he gets her and we get a very lengthy opening title sequence. And this is something that I really need to comment on. I said earlier that despite the fact that the movie's only 45 minutes, it manages to drag, and it's because of stuff like this. The opening credits goes on for about 2 minutes, i.e. 5% of the movie's runtime, which for a film so short feels like something that maybe you should have reconsidered. So we're introduced to some of the minors who are going to be the victims. They're high schoolers who are going to a Halloween party, who plan to drink, meet boys, you know, the usual teenage girl thing for these kinds of movies. And honestly, this first scene has so much to dissect that it's actually kind of embarrassing. So I'm going to go through all my issues with it as quickly as I possibly can. Why the fuck is the camera moving so much for a simple establishing shot? Why can't these independent movie makers ever learn to buy a fucking tripod? They're like £10 if you're buying them for an iPhone, which I can guarantee that that's what these guys were using to film this piece of shit. Get it together, man. Why are the birds chirping so loud that I can barely hear what the characters are saying, and why is this specific chirp so fucking noticeable?
I don't have a costume yet. Who says you need a costume? It's gonna be torn off later anyway.
These characters are so unbelievably bland and are honestly barely characters, so I genuinely don't care if they get killed by the clown dude, meaning that I have no investment in the movie whatsoever. And finally, fuck this movie for having a jump scare this stupid.
Didn't mean to scare you.
Okay, let's move on. I hate everything. Mate, I need you to upload a new search for the worst. I can't keep doing this job alone. Help me. Suffer with me, please. I know that you have like 2 podcasts and you're uploading daily on your other channel, but please help.
You see, my friend, he's having a party, and I was just wondering.
A party with you? Get bent.
Who the fuck says get bent in 2022 when this movie was made?
Therefore, it's like you're sleeping with her, and you know, something like that, and then you'll know what to do in that situation again. Actually,
Why does he look so silly to me? I know he's a clown, but the way he's standing, it just looks so dumb. Also, what is this background audio?
therefore, it's like you're sleeping with her, and you know, something like that, and then you'll know what to do in that situation.
Is this like a talk show or like a radio show or a podcast? Like, what?
Hey girl, what you doing tonight?
Dance party.
This dude has to be like 40, so why is he hanging out with minors? His character is supposed to be gay, but I still find it weird that a man of this age is friends with a high school girl. I mean, even if there's no nefarious sexual intentions here, this is very odd.
This year, it's at the old Gacy place.
Wait, that place where they burnt that clown like forever ago?
So this is where we get our first bit of what this movie considers lore. Basically, there was a guy who used to dress up like a clown called Gilbert Gacy. Yep. Who murdered multiple people 10 years prior to this, and basically the parents of the people he killed and the mayor of the town decided that instead of putting him through a trial and sending him to prison, they just burn him alive in the street. So yeah, this is basically Nightmare on Elm Street, but without the dream-related stuff. This is what's so weird about this movie. It's not really similar to Texas Chainsaw Massacre at all, other than the opening, the fact that Gacy has a similar build to Leatherface, and that he sometimes uses a chainsaw. That's literally it. The name of the movie would imply that it's a parody or something, but no, it's actually not. I hate when movies do this, especially when the movie that they're stealing the name of is actually, you know, a good, competent movie. But anyways, the movie continues to big up this party that the teens and this 140-year-old man are going to. And honestly, the amount that they mention this party, I was thinking while watching this that it had better be the best fucking party ever depicted on the silver screen, because holy shit do they mention it a lot.
You're coming to dance party tonight, right? So, what are you gonna be tonight? Something sexy for sure.
Well, I was wondering if you had any plans tonight? You see, my friend, he's having a party. Hey girl, what you doing tonight?
Dance party, duh.
And you will never guess what happens next. We are absolutely gifted to a 4.5-minute segment of two of the girls walking around a costume store where nothing happens. Now, I suspect that this scene was supposed to be some kind of homage to Terrifier 2, where Sienna and her friend run into Art the Clown at the costume store, since that movie came out the same year as this one. However, there are no clown references, the girls are not followed by the slasher, they're just walking around looking at masks and trying shit on. And yeah, like I said, nothing happens. This scene is pointless, and it goes on for fucking ages. And the background music playing is so basic, it makes me want to bang my head on my desk. I literally said out loud when watching this scene, why the fuck is this going on for so long? And this is something that the film does a lot throughout. Showing something for a lengthy period of time that doesn't need to go on for as long as it does, to the point where you're sat there wondering why the hell they're showing this to you at all. I know that they'll probably need to do this since they don't have enough material to make the whole thing 90 minutes like most other films, but you're doing this and your film only ended up being 45 minutes. Dude, maybe if you have to stretch out your 45-minute movie to be 45 minutes, then maybe you should be thinking to yourself, hey, maybe I just shouldn't make a movie. Listen, okay, I'm not trying to be horrible, but if I had an idea for a movie and I didn't have an original story, I had to borrow from multiple other much better films, and a real-life serial killer who killed not only men, but young teenage boys after sexually assaulting and torturing them, I didn't have enough of a budget to be able to afford a good mic, camera, effects, and I didn't have enough material to even make the movie an hour, then I just wouldn't do it. And guess what? That rant that I just had is probably still shorter than the scene in the store. I bet it's still going on in the background, isn't it? Fucking hell! What was the point of that scene? Now, remember when I said that this party had better be the best party ever? Well, you'll be unsurprised to learn that it turns out to be the driest party ever organized. And ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, here we have another pointless scene that goes on for way too fucking long. And it's still going. Still going. Fuck me. Also, what the fuck is this guy doing? So this girl shows up, who this guy tried asking out before the party, and she's clearly wasted, right? So he does the responsible thing, and takes her to the back room to suck him off.
Were minors.
Dude, she's absolutely trashed. What the fuck? She can't even stay stood up. What are you doing, you fucking Brock Turner acting ass? Yeah, good. I'm glad he killed you. Deserved it, prick. Okay, girl, I know that you're drunk, but this guy just murdered someone in front of you. Why are you laughing? This might actually be one of the worst death scenes I have ever seen. Not even exaggerating. The scenes from Piglet were better. So, because this movie is so short, the kills are all condensed to the last 15 minutes, and honestly, none of them are that great. So, here's a montage of them to save us all some time.
Oh, please, Mr. Clown Killer, don't leave me so cold.
And we end the movie with Gacy poorly recreating the iconic scene of Leatherface throwing his chainsaw around in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And nothing is explained, and no one survived, so the movie was completely pointless. How did he survive the whole, being burnt alive thing initially? No fucking clue. Is he a ghost or an apparition of some kind? Or is he a dream demon? I don't fucking know. Why did he kill these specific people or even the teenagers at the beginning of the movie? I don't know. He fucking felt like it. Why was this movie made? Fuck knows. And what the hell is up with this credit background sound? Guys, this movie sucks. There's no sugarcoating it. It sucks. It's not even really a movie. It's 30 minutes of filler and 15 minutes of a big dude in a clown mask killing people with awful effects and acting worse than The Room. I don't even think it's fair to rank this like I would the other bad movies because it's so horrendous and short. In fact, it being so short is its only saving grace. Because it didn't overstay its welcome and I didn't have to suffer for too long, but it still felt like a chore to watch. All those scenes that the director decided were so important to include but were literally just filler made the movie drag so fucking much. Honestly, I have no idea how a 45-minute movie managed to drag, but it did. This is 100% a 0 out of 10, will never watch again. And honestly, it's going right at the bottom. It wouldn't be right to compare this to even Piglet, which you guys know is a movie that I detest. Both movies go out of their way to try and copy various other movies, including the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but this movie takes it a step further by referencing real-life events like the clown sightings of 2016 and the real-life murders of John Wayne Gacy, but have the nerve to not even relate them to the movie beyond them both being events that relate to clowns. Both movies had bad sound design and acting, and this movie was somehow worse than a movie whose subtitles literally couldn't even understand what the actors were saying. And as much as I hate Piglet, at least it felt like there was a cohesive story and actual characters. I hated those characters, but at least they were characters and not just people pretending to be characters. Honestly, guys, the Clown Chainsaw Massacre is abysmal. Don't watch it. If you disagree with me in my ranking for whatever reason, then let me know in the comments. And also, if you have any other bad movies in mind that you'd like for me to review, then also let me know down below. Or you can also tweet at me if you want to suggest anything for me to cover. The links to my Twitter/X and Blue Sky accounts as well as my Letterboxd are in the description. And for the generous people who would like to support me making these videos, my Ko-Fi and Patreon are also in the description. Which, speaking of, thank you to my amazing patrons, Rob Slide and Fox. As always, you're both awesome, and thank you for supporting me in making this content. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!